What is more important than actions to determine your success? So a lot of people think that it's purely action that causes success, that people have to take action in their life to make a difference. And that's true. There is an element of truth to it, because without action, nothing happens. Things just stay as thoughts in your mind. However, the point that's missed by a lot of people is the concept of repeated action, routine, habit. If you study the difference between successful and unsuccessful personalities through the years, you'll see that it's the ones who had set routines, set habits, set times when they did their practice, when they got themselves in a great state every day, when they built up their confidence, where they honed their skills, where they wrote their book, whatever it was that they were trying to achieve, they had a set time for it every single day. I want to focus in on one of the key habits that you can institute right now for yourself that will distinguish you in your field. And that key habit is a morning routine. A morning routine can make the difference between a phenomenal day and an okay day. An okay day, you just kind of get pulled into it, you get up and you do whatever you're doing because that's how you feel. You know, it's not something which is an inspired day. It's something where you walk into it feeling whatever, you know, when you get up, low blood sugar, low energy, lack of motivation, lack of a goal, etc., etc., and you just walk into the day and kind of react to everyone and everything. And most people are actually in that category. Most people do not set up a morning routine for themselves. Now, what's the point of a morning routine? A morning routine will get you to be in a peak state for your day, and B, have you set up your day with particular goals and aims and objectives. So it's so important that you set yourself up to live your day as a masterpiece. Appreciate each day. Each day is a masterpiece. And some of the best morning routines involve the simplest of practices. I'll give you one, for instance. It's people who take a little bit of sugar within the first hour of their day it's been shown to have an higher IQ during that day. Now that means better decision making, more quality decisions, finding challenges easier because they're sharper. And if you institute that as part of your morning routine, then that will help you. Let me give you an example of a morning routine. Here's part of my morning routine. When I get up, first thing that I do is hydrate myself. Hydration is so important. If you're not hydrated, you're going to be working at a small amount, a small percentage of your capacity. So hydrate yourself straight away. The next thing you want to do is have some sugar, meaning have a piece of fruit. It can be an apple or an orange, something like that. Something with some fiber, something with some natural sugars in it. And that will spark you up. You'll find that your mind is starting to wake up and you'll feel automatically different about things. The kind of thoughts, the thought processes that go through your mind will be different. Another important factor of my morning is appreciations. Appreciations cause a sense of abundance in someone. When you appreciate things, then you end up feeling like you're already wealthy in all sorts of ways, physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, and spiritually, because you're focused on what you do have, the resources that you do have, whereas most people start focusing naturally on the resources that they don't have. And as a result, they miss out on opportunities, because if you're not aware of the resources that you have, then you can't take the opportunities that are in front of you each and every moment. So water, sugar, that's fruit, and then also having that abundance mentality from appreciations. Next thing I do, and the last thing that I'm going to focus on for this brief talk is exercise. Now, I'm not a biggie into like these massive exercise routines. In fact, what I've found with clients and with myself is that when I get too excited about a particular exercise, or clients do, they're just like, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to gain muscle mass, or whatever it is. They spend ages in the gym for 2 hours every day for about a week, and then they pull out and they don't go back for 2 months. That's not the kind of change you want. Much better is to institute a small amount of exercise first thing in the morning that you'll consistently do before the day starts. That's not so much that's going to burn you out, and it is so much that it's going to fill you up with the right chemicals, the endorphins. It's going to start up the right chemicals in your brain to fire up and get you thinking and get you awake, get you into a peak state, of certainty, and so that when you go into your office, into your school, whatever it is that you do during the day, you feel in a state of certainty, and that puts you in a position of strong influence, because most people will not be in a state of certainty until about 11, 12 o'clock during the day, if they ever reach it at all. So your ability to influence and make a change and impact the world will be greatly empowered by you taking just a few minutes to exercise. That can be jumping jacks, squats, sit-ups, press-ups, anything you want. I only do about 3 minutes, about 3.5 minutes. I normally play some music. My preference is rocky music, and I play that music, and it gets me going, and it gets me sharp, and it gets me into the day, and I arrive to my work filled up, feeling abundant from the appreciations, hydrated. I've got my sugar, I've got my energy, I've got my good breakfast, which is one more element which I would bring in here. I'm more high on protein, less on carbs because of consistent energy, and the exercise itself comes before that breakfast, before you've got taking on a large meal. The exercise awakens you, and it fills you up, and it also will help you feel so much healthier, and you'll feel so much more able to take on the world. And it's good to push yourself in that few minutes of exercise, because you're facing pain. And what most people do is they go into the world in the day sort of fearing things, and if you face pain early on in the day on your own terms, then you'll feel so much more confident facing anything that comes your way. So put a morning routine into your day. Start focusing on habits rather than focusing on just simple actions. Focus on habits and routine, and that's going to make the difference. One last analogy is it's kind of like someone who's hitting a golf ball, and a habit, if you just institute one small habit every day, whether it's the water, the fruit, the exercise, the good breakfast, the appreciations, you institute one small habit every day, it's like hitting the golf ball 1 millimeter, in a slightly different way. That's going to make a difference in its projection across, it's going to be hundreds of meters in a different direction as a result. So important that you institute those routines, institute those habits to make you and empower you to be your very best. Feel free to like or dislike this video below, and head on over, if you're not watching this at davidcitron.co, head on over there, because that's where all the good stuff is. That's davidcitron.co.co. Head on over there, that's where it's all happening.